Quiet numbskulls, we're broadcasting, and we are. Good morning to you. We're live at Food City and North State of Franklin and North State of Franklin, North Johnson City. Try that again. We're at Food City at North State of Franklin and Johnson City, broadcasting live to 1 o'clock. Our final broadcast before Christmas, obviously. We will take Monday off, and we'll be back with you on Tuesday. But we're here, and there's a ton of things to talk about. The National Football League, the Giants didn't get it done last night, did not for sure. Also, you have college basketball, got a ton of stuff to go through with college hoops. Also, college football, we'll preview not one, not two, but three bowl games coming up for you today. And also last night, the Idaho Potato Bowl, talk about that as well here on the show. Also, we got NASCAR news, Major League Baseball, one of the big free agents signed overnight with big money and helping out a team immediately. Obviously, with the bat he has, Edwin Encarnacion. We'll talk about that as well. So all that and more, we're live here at Food City, and we are again at, there's a young lady named Taylor. She's got to be good because her first name is Taylor. And she's one of the associates going to work here at Food City. We are at North State of Franklin and North Johnson City, and we say good morning to you. Again, we always start our show unashamedly by dedicating it to the man who hung on the cross, and that is what this Christmas season's all about. In fact, we're going to talk about that coming up here in a little while. Talk about the most unlikely folks in the world to bring the greatest message of all time. And so when you hear this Black Lives Matter and White Lives Matter and this one matters and that matters, you'll hear when I get done here my little vignette coming up here in a few minutes that all lives matter. And we will tell you why based on the scripture. So it's pretty cool. But anyway, for this Christmas season, the most unlikely folks in the world, God tapped on the shoulder and said, we want you to proclaim the biggest message and greatest message of all time. It's a pretty cool story. I've done a lot of research on this and studying and ciphering, if you will, and it's really there's so many interesting parts and pieces to the Christmas story, but this is certainly one of those that really captured my attention. We'll tell you about that coming up here in a little while. Here's the verse that says, out of the book of Romans, love me, I will see to it that all things work together for your good. Wow. Guess I can stop right there. There's more. Love me, and I will see to it that all things work together for your good. For I know the mind of my spirit, and I am constantly interceding for you, according to my will. Wow. So, interceding, translation using a sporting term, going to bat for you. I am constantly going to bat for you, according to my will, to the Father. That's out of the book of Romans 8, 27 and 28. That is our verse of the day to get it started. We are live again at Food City of North State of Franklin, the brand new store in North Johnson City. Beautiful store. Eric Atkinson, the store manager, he'll be along here in just a few minutes. And we want to say from yesterday's show, a lot of thanks to Andy Dietrich and Haley Dietrich and Angie Marshall, who is coming back. We had several folks say, you get her to sing again, so I got in touch with her. She's going to come by and sing a few more songs today, this last day before Christmas, as far as our show content. And so as a result of that, and there's the lady from the Gas and Go. And so as a result of that and all the hype, I guess, to push this show, 5,779 likes, views. I'm not even sure what I'm talking about. Jeremiah just said there's a lot. And so, yeah, it's a bucket full of people after just doing this Facebook Live for only 2 weeks. And of course, AM 790, the crowd continues to grow there as well, so we thank you on that side too. Hello, kids. How we doing?
Good morning. How are you?
Good. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas. So speak. He's on the radio. Cool. Thank you.
So, again, big thank you to Andy and all the folks who put. There's the Gas and Go girl. How you doing, lady?
Hi, sweetie.
Hi, sweetie. I trade her all the time. I know about half these people in here. So anyway, we want to say thanks. A lot of folks, again, on this Facebook Live, only 2 weeks into it. All right, so here we go. We've got lots to talk about. Let's start last night, right down the road, over 6,100 folks in a jam-packed place. The Tennessee Volunteers hang on to beat East Tennessee State 72-68. Heck of a night, heck of an electric atmosphere. It was the place to be last night. And so, new location, same result. Second year in a row, Tennessee dominated the final minutes of the ball game, much like they did last year at Thompson Bowling Arena, to win it 72-68 over the East Tennessee State Buccaneers in a non-conference basketball victory. A sellout crowd of over 6,100 at Freedom Hall. Again, so they go to 7-5 to the Volunteers, and the Buccaneers fall to 9-3 on the season. Tennessee's 10th consecutive win against East Tennessee State in its first trip to Johnson City since 1963. Dietrich Mostello came off the bench to score 25 big ones for the Volunteers. Robert Hubbs III was the only other Tennessee player in double digits with 11. T.J. Cromer and DeSoto Bradford each scored 14 for the Bucks. A.J. Merriweather added 11. Bradford also had 8 assists, so big game last night. And a fun game, again, was not there, but the atmosphere, from what I could gather, the folks I've talked to this morning said it was electric. And so, big win last night. Tennessee brings their show to town and gets a big win over a very good ETSU basketball team. So, most teams, including those two now, will be off until after Christmas. They crank up the conference schedule. The Buccaneers in the Southern Conference, of course, and Tennessee in the Southeastern Conference. Big game last night, and again, a big house and a very enthusiastic crowd, to say the least, and that's the way it's supposed to be. That's a throwback to the old days when the Buccaneers brought the big boys to town. So, again, big game last night, and a fun one, obviously, for Vol fans and for Buccaneer fans. White Christmas. Bing Crosby, listened to it last night. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. I go ahead and tell you before Ben gives us our weather forecast, we will not have a white Christmas here in the Tri-Cities. We're looking in the low to mid 60s on Christmas Day. Rain coming between now and then. Back to the studio for our producer extraordinaire, Ben Foy. And Ben, what is the latest weather forecast for us here in our listening area? And by the way, good morning to you, sir. Thank you, my brother.
Cut 7 on 1, cut 7 on 1.
Yeah. Yeah, we're still 6 inches below. Good morning, young lady. We're 6 inches below normal still. And so we made up ground. We were 1.9 inches down. So we're making a little bit of ground. Not going by the end of the calendar year, of course, another week or so, we'll not be able to, I hope not. We go, let me say this to you. If we're going to get 6 inches of rain between now and the end of the month to bring our water level up to where it should be, we best be building an ark. So, but that's not going to happen. So, and anyway, we do have some rain coming to the forecast. Again, warm temperatures. There will not be, as we said, a white Christmas. I went back and read and did a little checking. We have had really a total. Last time we had a white Christmas was 2011. Had like 1 maybe 2 inches, and we've only had, since they started keeping track, we've only had 10 white Christmases here in the Tri-Cities. It doesn't sound right to me, but I would have to go along with it because it's been a while since we've had one here. It's, 5 years now since we've had a white Christmas. Well, not this weekend, but, that's okay. You still can enjoy the season for the reason and the reason for the season. So, no white Christmas coming up. And again, as Ben says, it's going to be very warm. We'll take that for this time of year. Yeah. It's snowing in Australia, isn't it? Is that what I read? What I saw? Oh, upside down. I thought you meant the weather's bad down there. Okay, so it's not. It's hot. Okay, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, I was going to say in Australia, if it's snowing down there, and maybe, I didn't know that. Okay, never mind. Got my wires crossed. Didn't understand what you're trying to say. So, you're saying it was hot down under, exactly. So, there we go. All right. Well, gotcha. All right, let's see what's going on with Food City. They provided, we told you yesterday, going to be a check presentation down in Gatlinburg. There was, to the tune of $750,000. How about that? Thanks to the generosity of Food City and the customers, the associates and vendors, and the NASCAR partners, the company presented a check for checks to the Dollywood Foundation, the My People Fund, and the Gatlinburg Chamber of Commerce, totaling $750,000. Incredible. See, we don't need to call Washington. I'm going to get on my soapbox here for a second. Where's our president? Where was our president? Has he ever come by to, has he said anything to anybody? Not that I know of, but where is our president, or anybody in Washington for that matter, Have done any kind of an aerial tour of the helicopter to see the devastation? No, nothing. You know why? Because we take care of our own up here in the mountains. We did it ourselves, and here's case in point. $750,000 just out of one organization, Food City, to make checks to the Gatlinburg Relief Fund. And so, anyway, the Gatlinburg Chamber of Commerce, and as we said, the Dollywood Foundation, My People Fund, and Food City partnering for $750,000. From December, from now to May, the My People Fund, by the way, will provide $1,000 each month to every family who lost their primary residence in the November wildfires. Awesome. We'll talk to Derek about that coming up here in a few minutes. Got to make you proud. Makes me proud to work and do broadcasts for a company that has this kind of a community support and a community outreach like Food City. And so, Derek, I'm sure the store manager would echo those same sentiments, and we'll talk to him coming up here in just a few minutes about that. But pretty cool. And so, anyway, Food City, I'm going to hammer that all day long. $750,000 of folks giving to help our neighbors down in Gatlinburg, Sevier County. We didn't need Washington to call and send us a check. Merry Christmas, Town Acres fellers.
Merry Christmas.
Tornadoes. There you go. We're live here again at Food City at North State of Franklin, North Johnson City, here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Crank it up. Let's take a look at a little basketball. So you know what I want to hear. Yeah. How about a little sweet Georgia Brown? Love to hear that music. Yeah. Did I throw you a curve? Oh, are you playing it? Oh, I'm sorry. I don't have it on. My bad. There it is. My bad. I'm so sorry. Duke suspended. Let's start college basketball. Duke suspending Grayson Allen indefinitely from the team one day after he was caught tripping an opponent for the third time in a year. How about that? This guy just, if he gets mad, just trips you. That's class. Coach Krzyzewski said, it's not going to happen in my program. In a brief statement announcing the suspension, Mike Krzyzewski said the program needed to take further steps regarding his actions that do not meet the standards of Duke basketball. Allen picked up a technical foul for tripping Elon Steven Santa Ana on a drive in the first half of the game on Wednesday night. After the game, Allen went and met with the player and the coach, Matt Matheny, and apologized for hanging his head and fighting back tears while talking to reporters in the locker room. He says, there is no excuse for what I did. It's officially a pattern for Allen, who's now twice got caught tripping opponents last winter. And here's the third one this year. So, Ben, if I don't like what you're doing, buddy, if I'm Grayson Allen, I'm just going to trip you and knock you down. Yeah. Yeah. Well, anyway, Krzyzewski stepped in, took care of it, said he'll be suspended indefinitely from the Duke basketball program until he gets it together. And I don't know what you got to do. You have to go through, I don't know, some counseling or something to teach a college basketball player not to stick his leg out and trip people. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, you dribble past me, I'm going to trip you. So, there you go. So he gets to sit down over there on the bench with Coach Krzyzewski for a while to get it together. Anyway, that kept happening out of the Duke camp. Other college basketball from last night, you had Southern Cal winning. Also last night, you had 16th ranked Indiana over Austin Peay. Remember, when the governors go out on the floor, the student body will scream, "Go Peay." 35-point win Indiana over Austin Peay last night. That's it. Everybody scatters to head to the potty. Third-ranked Kansas, no problem with an 18-point win over UNLV. It was St. Mary's the Gales, 19th ranked, defeating South Carolina State 74-47. And, of course, my guys last night in a buzzer beater, losing in overtime, had a chance for an upset. Cincinnati, 24th ranked Bearcats, beating Marshall 93-91 in Cincinnati with a game-winning jump shot for Cincinnati with 4 seconds left in overtime. Thundering Herd, my boys go down to 7-5, and Cincinnati, 24th ranked, improves to 10-2. 93-91 win last night in overtime in Cincinnati. Today, Friday, you've got it looking like this, involving ranked men's basketball teams. 11th ranked West Virginia hosting Northern Kentucky. 14th ranked Wisconsin, the Badgers hosting the Rattlers of Florida A&M. And the Wyoming Cowboys will travel out on the left coast, take on 23rd ranked Southern Cal. And that's your basketball games for today, involving top 25 teams. Of course, we talked about the big game last night, again at Freedom Hall, with the win by Tennessee over the ETSU Buccaneers, 72-68. High school basketball, let's run that down for you. Had some good games in the Doc Maples tournament going on at Viking Hall in Bristol. And so, first off on the boys' side, you had Fulton over South Doyle, 72-38 in a blowout game for Fulton. In Southwest Virginia, Lebanon beat John Battle 73-48. Wise Central over Twin Springs 67-55. Girls play from yesterday. Knox Carter beat Jeff County by 1, 58-57. Granger, a 6-point winner over the Hampton Lady Bulldogs, 48-42. And the Frank Maples tournament coming up again from yesterday at Viking Hall. It was Volunteer over Woodruff, South Carolina by 7. Hidden Valley defeated Lehigh by 7. Tennessee High, the host school, beat Unaka 53-37. And the ladies from West Virginia, St. Joseph's, West Virginia, back on the old stomping grounds, they beat Sullivan East 70-35 at the Smoky Mountain Classic in Gatlinburg. Or as one of the little people used to say, Gatlinburger. Gatlinburg Pittman beat Ridgeview 76-49. Greenville Lady Green Devils over Westview by 4. Seymour beat Tulsa, West Virginia 46-42. South Laurel, Kentucky in girls play over the Lady Blue Devils of Gate City 71-54. Wise Central beat Pigeon Forge by 7 for girls basketball at the Smoky Mountain Classic down in Gatlinburger. For today, Lehigh takes on Woodruff, South Carolina at Viking Hall at 1 o'clock. At 2:30, Volunteer takes on Unaka. At 4 o'clock, game number 11, Hidden Valley takes on Sullivan East. The championship tonight, the Tennessee High Lady Vikings takes on St. Joseph's out of West Virginia at 5:30. All that's going on at Viking Hall in Bristol. That's a look again at basketball, college, and high school. NBA last night, you had the Celtics, the Warriors, the Heat, the Knickerbockers, and the Clippers all getting wins. Tonight, big night tonight. The Lakers take on Orlando in the Amway Center in Orlando. Chicago at Charlotte. Oklahoma City at Boston. Golden State will be in Detroit to battle the Pistons. Brooklyn at Cleveland. Miami at New Orleans. Sacramento and Minnesota. The Bucks hosting Washington. The Rockets will be in Memphis to battle the Grizzlies. Memphis, baby. Being wise, every time I get up on Memphis, I got to stop and do a very, very poor Elvis imitation. I think it is too. It's like, I think I'm mentally tripping out, like that old boy does in Duke, except it's mental for me. Every time I see Memphis, I go, Memphis, baby. And I'm not even close to sound like Elvis. It's terrible. Philadelphia at Phoenix. The Hawks tonight playing in Denver. Toronto at Utah. My boys, San Antonio up in the Great Northwest taking on the Portland Trailblazers. And the Dallas Mavericks battling the Clippers at the Staples Center in Los Angeles. That's a look at basketball, college, high school, and the NBA. Quick break. Be right back. We'll switch gears and get into college, actually NFL. We'll talk to the National Football League next. And the Giants could have, but they didn't. They gagged it last night. And so they've opened things up for a lot of different teams. And we'll tell you what's going on in the National Football League. Big weekend coming up tomorrow. Most of the teams play in the National Football League tomorrow, Christmas Eve. And we're talking about last night's win for the Giants and the Eagles. Philadelphia gets them. We'll talk about that and the breakdown of what all is going on this weekend in the National Football League. A lot of things going to be decided, I should say, after tomorrow night. Tell you all about that next. We're at Food City, again at North State of Franklin and Johnson City. It is hopping. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 registers. All the lights are on, and they are moving the merchandise. Food City Spiral Sliced Ham, $1.59, whole or half of your Food City value card. Also, for the Christmas shopping day, you've got your Pepsi products, 5 for $10, 6-pack of half-liter bottles. Also, you've got fresh blueberries, blackberries, or pineapple, 2 for $4. Seedless California Mandarin oranges, $3.88 with your Food City value card. Also, you have Food City meat and cheese medley starting at $32.99. Cooked shrimp trays starting at $12.99. Meatball or chicken tender trays starting at $19.99, hot or cold. Deli cheese balls at $7.99 a pound. Also here at Food City, or all Food Cities, buffalo wings trays starting at $24.99. Candy trays at $5.99 a pound. A fresh fruit tray at $14.99 from the produce department, and also fruit baskets. 12 of those we tell you about? 12 fruit baskets starting at $7.99 going up. So all kinds of things you can stop in and shop at your local food city, not just here, all across the 106-store chain. It is busy. And also, out of the meat department, the standing rib roast at $6.99 a pound. Quick break. We'll be right back. We're live at Food City in North Johnson City at the brand new store at Derrick's store here in North State of Franklin. Coming up next, we'll jump in and talk a little NFL, the National Football League, next here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. On the road to Food City on Facebook Live on AM 790 WETB. I apologize. I turned off. See, when I'm running the boombox, Walkman in my ear, it's like an echo, so I just shut it down so I have to hear myself. Because I'm hearing myself twice. And then when you started music, I didn't hear it. She's coming at 11:30 to sing. Facebook folks, again, want to ask you to like us and share us at TomTaylorSports.com, the new website. Check us out. Obviously, you have. Over 5,700 folks did yesterday, so can't thank you enough for that. And so share it and like it, and you're doing that. Again, TomTaylorSports.com, the new website, the one-stop shop. You can watch us on Facebook. You can click on the radio station there and listen to us live on WETB. We linked it up on our website. So we're doing our dead level best to promote AM 790. It's a great station. And by the way, while we're in the radio break, if you want to hear the real deal, great Christmas music, love the Christmas music. Ben and Mark Williams and the folks that sit down and put together the music library for Christmas. It is very good. It's awesome. And it's, for my money, we're not hearing Rudolph and Santa and all that. We're hearing about the birth of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and that's what it's all about. So that's the kind of Christmas music I want to hear. So it's awesome. So kudos to the staff at ETB for putting together some great Christmas music. So anyway, we'll be right back with more, talking about the National Football League next year on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thank you again for giving us a watch and listen on Facebook. We're doing our dead level best to promote the radio station, my friend. Yeah, several people told me that. Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show at 11:25 again on this Friday. Again, we're live across 20 counties on AM 790, also WETB790.com. And also, of course, on Facebook Live is where we is and where we are. We thank you for being with us, talking sports 2 hours every day. The National Football League, Giants did not get it done last night. Wow. Ben, boy, they had a chance, my friend, to punch their ticket. They didn't do it. So they've got to depend on somebody else this weekend, and they sure did help the Cowboys. They're excited in Dallas. What are we talking about? New York Giants have to wait a while to make the playoffs. Malcolm Jennings had the second two-interception game of his 8-year career, returning one for a touchdown. The Eagles snapping a 5-game slide, beating the Giants last night 24-19. Eli Manning, 3 interceptions. The loss handed Dallas the NFC East title and also home field advantage throughout the conference playoffs. It also put the Giants at 10-5 into a more difficult spot for ending their 4-season playoff drought. They still own the wild card position heading into the finale of Washington next week. New York can still get in this weekend if Detroit, Green Bay, Tampa Bay, or Atlanta lose. We're talking about that coming up here in a minute. We'll run down the what-ifs in the National Football League, both in the AFC and the NFC. Carson Wentz threw a touchdown pass to Nelson Aguilar, and the return from being examined for a concussion in the fourth quarter. The guy had a drive for a field goal. And so it was a 24-19 win by the Eagles over the Giants, snapping a 5-game slide. And again, the Giants are trying to end a 4-year playoff drought. They'll have to wait and do it or get help from somebody else now because they had a chance. And as the old boy says, get her done. They didn't get her done. Cowboys faithful. Dallas now short of staying in Texas throughout the postseason. They'll probably send some flowers or some candies or maybe a Food City fruit basket to the New York Giants because they did them a big favor putting the Cowboys at home for the playoffs. So anyway, 5 division titles remain up for grabs with 2 weeks left in the season. Here we go. Starting in the NFC, Dallas can help out the Giants, the only team to beat the Cowboys all season, by defeating Detroit on Monday night, which would clinch a wild card spot for the Giants. Giants can also clinch if Green Bay, as we said, Tampa Bay or Atlanta loses. Seattle in the NFC, trying to earn the NFC's other first-round bye. NFC West champs must beat Arizona. They also need Atlanta to lose or tie and wait to see if Detroit can beat Dallas on Monday night in Dallas. 3 division titles have been clinched with 8 playoff spots still up for grabs. Let's see, NFC more there. Atlanta heads to Carolina, trying to clinch both a playoff spot and the NFC South title, needing both a win and a New Orleans victory over Tampa Bay to win the division this weekend. If they don't get that, the Falcons could still clinch at least a wild card this weekend. Also in the NFC, Green Bay needs a win over Minnesota and help to clinch a playoff spot on Saturday. Packers only need to win their final 2 games to take the NFC North. So Green Bay taking on Minnesota, and they win that one and win next week in the finale and win the NFC North. The Lions, meanwhile, trying to hang on to the division. They can clinch the ground Monday night. Green Bay loses to Minnesota yesterday, or not yesterday, but tomorrow. Lions could have a playoff berth in hand if Washington and Tampa Bay already have lost, and Atlanta wins to Carolina. A lot of what-ifs, obviously. And so that's all in the NFC. And also Jameis Winston and the Buccaneers can also clinch a playoff spot by beating the Saints, combining with losses by Green Bay, Detroit, and Washington. So a lot of what-ifs in the National Football League this weekend. In the AFC, how about it? The Raiders, my boys. By the way, Ben, I was at a sporting goods store yesterday doing a little Christmas shopping. I said, hey, man, what's the hottest team right now as far as apparel? He said, all of a sudden the Raiders start winning. They come out of the woodwork. He said, we're selling the whiz out of Raider stuff. I said, I'm not the least bit surprised. He said, really? I've never been in the woodwork, baby. And win, lose, or time, or a Raider till I die. And I said, are you being serious? He said, yeah. He said, look, over there in the bin where the Raiders caps where they're gone, he said, they start winning. He said, they come out of the closet. I said, the Raiders. He said, man, I like how you say it. Say it again. I said, the Raiders. There's a lady checking out. She took a step back. I think it got her, startled her a little bit. So, that's it. Yeah, I said, what's wrong with that boy? Somebody's spiked that boy's eggnog. And so just for good measure, I did it one more time. The Raiders. So, oh, let me tell you what, when you have been god-awful for the last 13 years, I'm going to crow a little bit. So we may not win the first game in the playoffs. We may get our brains beat out for the next 2 weeks. But you know what? We're in the playoffs, and let the old man have a little bit of fun in the sun is what I'm saying. You got it, because it may be another 13 years where I can be this goofy. New England, AFC East title, and needs a little help to claim home field advantage throughout the AFC playoffs this week. Patriots first must beat the Jets and wait to see if the Colts can win in Oakland. Not going to happen. Raiders are going to beat them like a junkyard dog. The Raiders can win the AFC West title and grab their own first-round bye by beating the Colts, and Denver beating Kansas City on Sunday night. We'll run down the entire schedule coming up here in a minute. Houston, meanwhile, will know before kicking off tomorrow night if a victory over Cincinnati will give them their second straight AFC South championship. They need the Titans to lose tomorrow to Jacksonville. Not going to happen. I don't care what coaches in Jacksonville. That's a franchise spiraling downward. Of course, I'm a big Titans guy because they're here in Nashville and in Tennessee. They will win in Jacksonville. So mark it down. Sure as the sun comes up tomorrow and there won't be any snow in the area, it'll be a win by the Titans on the road in Jacksonville. Watch them go down and get beat by 40 points. Oh, that's exactly right. So, other AFC notes, Kansas City already squandered one chance to clinch a playoff spot. Chiefs can assure themselves of at least an AFC wild card by beating Denver on Christmas night, putting the Broncos on the verge of elimination. The Dolphins need a win, and with Denver losing or tying, the Dolphins can also leave Buffalo with a tie and a clinch. But Baltimore, Denver, and Houston lose or with losses by Baltimore, Denver, and Tennessee. And I know there's a lot of what ifs and it gets confusing. Bottom line is just got to go out and win. And so here's the schedule for tomorrow. Again, all 1 o'clock kickoffs here the first part. Miami at Buffalo, the Jets in New England, Titans in Jacksonville, Minnesota at Green Bay, San Diego at Cleveland, Redskins in Chicago, and Atlanta at Carolina. 4 o'clock, you've got the Colts taking on the Raiders in the Black Hole. The Raiders at the Oakland Coliseum. San Francisco and the Rams tomorrow. Also a 4:25 kick. Arizona at Seattle. Tampa Bay, the Buccaneers will take on the Saints in New Orleans, and Cincinnati will be at Houston. Christmas night and Christmas Day, Baltimore at Pittsburgh, and Denver at Kansas City. And then on Monday Night Football, the Dallas Cowboys have clinched, will be at home for the playoffs. They're hosting the Detroit Lions in the NFL final couple of games of the regular season. Tom Taylor Sports Show, we're live again at Food City in North Johnson City. We do this every day. Again, thank you wherever you may be listening. We'll do touchstones one more time here before we get ready to give away some money. Ben will give away the money in the second hour. It's 28 before the hour, 12 o'clock with you to 1 o'clock. If you thought football was a 365-day-a-year business before, you apparently haven't seen anything yet. A spring football league being organized for 2017 for the National Football League. So, the NFL is now saying it's not going to be affiliated with the NFL in any way, but that the NFL did send a memo to teams alerting them of the league. This is a non-affiliated league calling itself the Spring League. That's original. Yeah, who was sharpied up there in the NFL office and we're going to have a league in the spring. What do you want to call it? Let's call it the Spring League. Okay, all right. So this would be a great way for somebody to get a sponsorship out of the deal. You know, like the Pepsi Spring League or whatever. So the Food City Spring League. Anyway, the league will consist only of players not currently on NFL rosters. Anyone on a roster is ineligible. Players will practice and play 6 games between April the 5th and April the 26th of next year. It is worth noting that the NFL draft is scheduled to start on April the 27th. So all this is a meat market for these guys that don't have a team, the free agents to play, what do we say, 6 games in roughly 3 weeks. It's 2 games a week. All 4 squads are going to be 4 teams, will train and play. I love this. This is cool. Make fun of West Virginia if you want to. All 4 squads will train and play at the Greenbrier Resort in White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia. The NFL was prepared to present formal proposals for a developmental league in 2017. They went ahead and said this is going to be the way to go. So it is a free agent league called the Spring League. They'll play 6 games. In April of next year, all the teams will train and play at the Greenbrier Resort in White Sulphur Springs, which, by the way, is the training camp for the New Orleans Saints. And so pretty cool, a little different, something new. And so what this is, of course, is like a minor league pro football league. That way they practice and play from April the 5th to April the 26th. And oh, by the way, the NFL draft will be the next day. So if Ben Foy and Tom Taylor set the woods on fire in this league, good chance I'll get drafted the next day for the National Football League. So there you go. That's NFL Spring League. Wouldn't that be good? Or we could call it the Champion Chevrolet Spring League. That'd be good. I would think so, yes. No question. Speaking of Champion Chevrolet, before we go to the break, I want to remind you that they still have, I talked to them just a few minutes ago, Andy and Tim Covenant, the co-owners, talked to Andy, he said they still have 2 left. They anticipate selling those today because they're going to be closed tomorrow and Sunday, back open on Monday. Champion Chevrolet, $11,000 off. They have 2 2017 Silverado 1500 Cruise and double cabs left. They have 2 left of the 2016 Silverado heavy-duty trucks. And they have 1 2016 Silverado regular cab left. And so, and those, by the way, that last one, the 2016 Silverado regular cabs, 33% off the sticker. A third off the sticker price. Yeah. So let's make it easy for me, West Virginia math. So if it's a $33,000 truck, for example, just pull a number out of the sky, 33% off, you get $11,000 right off the top. That's pretty strong, my friend. So if it's a $20,000 truck, then you're looking at what? over $6,000 right off the top. So they have one of those left, a 2016 Silverado regular cab. Again, they have over 175 pre-owned vehicles in stock at Champion Chevrolet, and they anticipate folks coming in here the last day before Christmas and walking in and making a purchase. That way they can present a vehicle with a big red bow on it on Christmas morning or tomorrow or whatever. So pretty cool. Champion Chevrolet, we were there yesterday, the Bristol Motor Mile in Johnson City. We're at Food City, North State of Franklin here in North Johnson City. The brand new, newest store built, and it is beautiful in here, and it is hopping in here too. Holy smokes. All 7 plus the express lane and the personal checkout, or whatever you call it, self-checkout. There are 2 or 3 deep in every register. That means cha-ching, making some jingle. Here's some things out of the Bakery Deli. Bakery Fresh Muffins, a 4-pack for $4.99. You have Octagon Deli Tray, selected varieties 2 for $10. 8-piece fried chicken, Deli Fresh, hot or cold, for $6.99 at your Food City Bakery Deli. Also, they have the Butterball turkeys for 99 cents a pound. I told you about the Food City Spiral Sliced Ham, man, it is good too. You heat that bad boy up, eat your big old swab of mashed taters, so hot the steam's flying off of it. Put a little gravy on it, let that gravy ooze down off them taters, kind of slather itself across that ham. Get you some of those Mrs. Schubert dinner rolls and slather those bad boys with some grape jelly or some apple butter. Get your big old glass of milk so cold make your teeth hurt. Ooh, Lawsy mercy. Country is cornbread, I'm liking it. Food City, spiral sliced ham, $1.59 a pound, whole or half with your Food City value card. And of course, that's one of the specials. If you're a connoisseur of coffee, Maxwell House Coffee, 28 to 36 ounce can for $5.99. Also the Starbucks 12 ounce or 6 to 10 count K-Cups for Maxwell House Coffee, $5.99 with your Food City value card. So good stuff going on here at Food City. The sale price is good through Tuesday of next week, and a brand new sale paper comes out. Also, a couple of more specials before we go to the break. We told you Sister Schubert's frozen Sister Schubert's dinner yeast rolls, 32 a pack for $5.99. Sister Schubert's dinner rolls will set you free with some apple butter and some regular butter and apple butter. Kind of open up, squeeze it, let that put a little hot butter in there, some apple butter, and pinch it. Let it kind of run down your fingers and eat that apple butter off your fingers. Lawsy mercy. Kern's Cream Pies, buy one, get one free. Also at your local Food City this week. You getting ready to have the gang over. Food City Food Club brewed tea, 2 gallons for $5. You can get it sweet or unsweet. Mix it, a little half and half going on. And so you've got that going on as well. So lots and lots of specials. And oh, by the way, for Christmas morning, Ben, what is the one thing on Christmas morning you do not want to wake up and not have? Batteries. You got it. Batteries. How many times down through the years we get toys and put them together and wake up on Christmas morning and go, rut-row, did you get them? No, I thought you got them. And ain't no batteries, and the kids got to wait. Back then, everything was closed, and so you had to wait till the next day to get batteries. Well, they've got domestics batteries for $2.99, selected varieties here at your local Food City. These are alkaline batteries, $2.99, between 2 and 8 to a pack, and so $2.99 a pack. So don't wake up Christmas morning if the kids got toys or electronics and need batteries, and you don't have any batteries, because it may be a tension-filled Christmas morning if you have toys or electronics and need batteries and you ain't got them. You're right, I forgot about that. 20 before the hour, quick break. We'll be right back. We're live at Food City in North Johnson City. Coming up next, take a look at college football. We'll preview the 3 bowl games coming up today. All that and more straight ahead here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Again, at Food City in North Johnson City on Facebook Live on AM 790 WETB. Yeah, be good. Facebook folks, again, thank you. Again, go to our brand new website, TomTaylorSports.com, and again, share us and like us. Also, check us out on Twitter. We would appreciate that as well. And so this show is growing thanks to Appalachian Digital by leaps and bounds. And so we would ask you to, again, like us and share us, and you have been, obviously, to the tune of over 5,700 people yesterday, which is a record. I know it's a record for me. I've only been doing this for 2 weeks. So we've gone from 0 to 5,700 in 2 weeks. So we'll see what today is, but that's our high water mark for now. So again, TomTaylorSports.com is your one-stop shop. Again, everything's there. You can click on the radio station, listen to us live that way. Click on Facebook and watch us live as we are right now here at Food City, North Johnson City. So it's out there, and we would encourage you to give us a listen and look, and please share us and like it, and or like us and share with other folks. We thank you for that. We'll come back again and be ready to go here in a few minutes with a look at college football. So we'll be coming up here in just a few minutes.
$120, $120.
Good morning. How are you? Can you get in?
Yes, I think so. What you doing?
I'm broadcasting over here on the radio. There's the touchdown. Give us a call. Be caller number 3-929-7900. This is your last chance to win cold cash. We'll give it away next hour. It is 17 before the hour. We're live at Food City in North Johnson City. Again, caller number 3, buzz bin right now. 929-7900 is the number to call. Give us a call. Let's get you qualified. And we've done this before. Turn right around and give it away. And we've done that many times, so just because you qualify today, so well, I won't have a chance. Well, yeah, you will. Throw your name in the hat, and you may win some cold cash coming up here in a few minutes, just in time for Christmas. Let's see what's going on in the world of college football. That's our topic for this segment of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. And we started last night. It was the Idaho Potato Bowl, big win last night. Won, of course, by Idaho. They had a big, big victory as they win the Idaho Potato Bowl over Colorado State. And so Idaho nails that one down. So now we move into 3 today. Let's start with the Bahamas Bowl. The Popeyes Chicken Bahamas Bowl. A wide open affair. That's the first one coming up at 1 o'clock here in about 16 minutes. Will be Eastern Michigan out of the Mid-American Conference, and from the Conference USA, Old Dominion. They play at 1 o'clock at Thomas Robinson Stadium in Nassau. The Eagles 7-5, making their first bowl appearance since 1987. How about that? Eastern Michigan, their first bowl appearance since '87, when they played in the now defunct California Bowl. Eastern Michigan comes into the Popeyes Bahama Bowl with victories in 2 of its last 3 games, as victories over conference championship participants Ohio and Wyoming. The Monarchs, meanwhile, this is really cool. Old Dominion at 9-3 overall, making their first bowl appearance ever of any kind, having only recently made the transition from the FCS to the FBS. Old Dominion is led by Bobby Wilder, the only head coach the school has had since restarting the program, 7 years ago. That's awesome. Old Dominion in their first ever bowl game. That's awesome. I'm pulling for Old Dominion. The Monarchs out of Virginia taking on Eastern Michigan. That'll be coming up again at 1 o'clock at Thomas Robinson Stadium in Nassau in the Bahamas. Also, game 2 coming up in a 3-bowl day today. It'll be Louisiana Tech and the Navy Midshipmen taking the field at 4 o'clock, actually 4:30 in Fort Worth, Texas, in the Armed Forces Bowl. And Navy, injury marred that they are, the Midshipmen at 9-3 have lost 2 starting quarterbacks and both co-captains this season to injuries. And so the Bulldogs on the other side of the ledger, Louisiana Tech 8-5, ranked 5th in the nation in total offense, and reached the Conference USA title game. Both teams on a 2-game losing streak, looking to finish the season strong. Despite the injuries, Navy enters today's game averaging 311 rushing yards per game. And so the Midshipmen will lean heavily on fullbacks Sean White and Chris High to keep Louisiana Tech's offense off the field. Why? Because Louisiana Tech averages 44 points a game, led by quarterback Ryan Higgins. He was thrown for over 4,200 yards, 3rd best in the nation. Should be a shootout today. Navy allowing 429 yards and 30 points per game, so something's got to give. You got the Bulldogs averaging 44 points a game, and you've got Navy allowing 429 yards and 30 points per game. So it's, again, the light balls may blow out on the scoreboard today at Fort Worth, Texas for the Armed Forces Bowl. 4:30 kickoff. That's the number 2 bowl game today chronologically. The first one, as we told you, coming up, Popeyes Bahamas Bowl. That'll be between Old Dominion and Eastern Michigan at 1 o'clock. Coming up in a few minutes, 4:30 this afternoon, the Armed Forces Bowl. And then tonight under the lights, you have the 7 o'clock kickoff for the Dollar General Bowl in Mobile, Alabama. And the Bobcats at 8-5 of Ohio, and the Troy Trojans at 9-3. Both barely missed a couple of major upsets this season. Ohio was driving for the potential game-winning touchdown before getting intercepted and losing to undefeated Western Michigan in the MAC Mid-American Conference title game at Ford Field in Detroit. Troy, meanwhile, nearly upset Clemson back on September the 10th in Death Valley, losing 30-24. Of course, if you remember, Ohio University gave Tennessee all they wanted out of Neyland Stadium earlier in the season before the Volunteers finally kicked it in and won the ball game. But again, should be a good one tonight. That's a 7 o'clock kickoff, the final game of the 3-game bowls today. The Dollar General Bowl in Mobile, Alabama, for Ohio at 8-5 and Troy at 9-3. So there you go. That's the 3 bowl games. Tom Taylor Sports Show. Again, we are live at Food City in North Johnson City. We were talking about the other day about buyouts. Do you realize we are still paying Derek Dooley? Did you know that, Ben Foy? Yeah. He gets one more check. This month is his last check. You want to know what this guy's getting from Tennessee? This is Derek Dooley. He's been gone for what, 4 years, 5 years? Take a guess what the old boy's getting. Yeah, every month he's getting a check from Tennessee. Every single month. What do you think he gets? This is his... No, it's not that much. But let me just say this. What Derek Dooley's going to get, by the end of the month, he can come in and buy a whole lot of groceries at Food City. We've been paying, or not we, but Tennessee's been paying Derek Dooley every month $102,049 every month, and it finally is over this month. This is his last month. He was fired back in 2012. University had to pay $5 million to buy out the remainder of Dooley's contract at $102,000 a month. Wow. Oh, I'm not done. Tennessee has been writing a lot of checks to a lot of people. University owed Dooley's staff nearly $9.3 million in buyouts, including Jim Chaney, who's now the offensive coordinator at Georgia. They paid him $645,000 to move away. Which means when I leave WETB, somebody's going to cut me a check for $645,000 because I'm going somewhere. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? $645,000 for the guy to leave Tennessee. It's unbelievable. Now, along with paying Dooley to leave, Tennessee paid Cincinnati to get Butch Jones here. Now remember, you're still paying Dooley $102,000 a month. To get Butch Jones here, they had to pay Cincinnati to get him out of his contract, and Cincinnati had to pay Butch Jones, or rather pay Cincinnati $1.4 million to hire Butch Jones back in 2012 as part of his buyout. If Butch Jones leaves, if he was to be fired without cause, Tennessee unloads this guy, which I'm going to go ahead and tell you, they ain't going to unload him. They can't afford to unload this guy. I don't care how bad I don't care what he does. They're going to ride to string out Butch Jones, and there's no cause to fire the guy. I'm just telling you, from the financial standpoint, Tennessee would owe Butch Jones $10.6 million in buyout money beginning this month were he to be fired without cause. Now, you think he's going anywhere? No. He may take all the heat he wants to take, and he should, the way he conducted himself in that Vanderbilt press conference. That was inexcusable how he did that, but he ain't going anywhere, and Tennessee ain't going to let him go. I don't care what he's doing on the field. It'd have to be a very grievous offense to get rid of Butch Jones, because they got to pay him $10 million to buy out his contract. It's unbelievable. All right, a couple of more buyouts. Les Miles, LSU, $10 million, and he got fired from LSU in September. You think Les is worried about out working anywhere? You can buy a lot of Beanie Weenies and Pop-Tarts for $10 million. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you. A lot of Campbell soup and a lot of jars of peanut butter, whatever it takes. Old Les getting $10 million. I think we both need to get an agent. Now, recently fired Texas coach Charlie Strong, who resurfaced in South Florida, he was owed a buyout of $10.7 million. That's going to be reduced because he left and took a job as the coach at the University of South Florida. So he's not going to get 10, but he ain't going to starve either. So I'm thinking, really? It's really unbelievable. Anyway, that's the buyout money. I thought that was very interesting. Hello, Mrs. V. Mrs. V says she's going to be coming over and doing some shopping. Maybe we can dip into her $10 million. She's going to come over and do some shopping. Mrs. V, her buyout contract was $10 million. Anyway, it's one of our dear friends. I'll go over to a little shopping here at the old Food City. That's where we are, broadcasting live 8 minutes before the top of the hour. We're with you till 1 o'clock here, again on the Tom Taylor Sports Show on this Friday, December the 23rd, 2016. Now, we went on the story about Christian McCaffrey and Leonard Fournette leaving and not playing their last games as a football player because they want to work on getting themselves ready for the upcoming NFL draft. We'll talk about that for 2 or 3 days. All right. Here's Nick Saban's response to this. Alabama coach Nick Saban believes it's hard to blame players for skipping the bowl games when the playoffs have overshadowed most of them anyway. Saban reiterated concerns that he has voiced before that switching to the playoff format would diminish the importance of other bowl games. He says that's what's happened. LSU tailback Leonard Fournette, Stanford tailback Christian McCaffrey have announced they won't play their team's bowls to get ready for the NFL draft. Saban says, quote, everybody's interested in the playoff. Nobody's interested in anything else. So now that that's trickled down to the players, how can you blame the players for that? I can't blame the players for that. Now, check this out. This is Nick Saban's charge to any football player. And you know what? If you read this and hear this, this goes for you and I as far as our work ethic as grown-ups, not just college athletes. Here's what he has to say. I think this is awesome. This is why I like Nick Saban. Folks can't stand the guy. You know what? It's called jealousy to a large part because he gets it done. What every player has to decide, and what I would say to every football player, this is Nick Saban on a quote here, is I think every player probably benefits from playing really, really well. You play in big games and you play really, really well, I think it enhances your value as a player. That's what I think. Here it is. Every player or every person working on your job performance, every player would have to make the decision whether that is more important relative to protecting yourself. I think that's every player's choice and every player's decision. That's Nick Saban's thought process, that when you get out there and play, you should give it your all. If you think you have to leave, that's every player's choice and every player's decision. But he says, I understand why they're leaving because the bowl games are now involved in don't mean anything because it's not part of the playoff. The playoff, of course, Alabama, Washington, New Year's Eve, and also Clemson and Ohio State in the Final Four. So whether you like the guy or not, I think that makes sense. Still think you have to round it out and fulfill your commitment as a football player. But I get the fact that Saban says, you know, these bowl games don't mean anything to these guys anymore. They don't want to risk getting hurt. And maybe their stock going down in the upcoming NFL draft because they're hurt and not at 100%. They go after these combines and run and jump and get time for running and doing all the things they got to do to enhance their chances to get drafted and make a lot of money. If they get hurt, they can't do that. So anyway, that's what Saban says. Saban says it's hard to blame players for skipping the bowl games when the playoffs have overshadowed most of them anyway. It's not important to them anymore because the bowls don't matter. There you go. James Madison University has suspended 7 players before meeting Youngstown State for the football championship subdivision national championship. The Dukes beat 5-time defending national champion North Dakota State in Fargo last week during a berth in their second national title game. Again, there are 7 guys not going to be able to play in the national championship because they messed up. And so they're going to be setting out as players for the James Madison Dukes out of Harrisonburg, Virginia. Also, Baylor fined again. So they're trying to pick up the pieces from this sexual assault scandal. Baylor's fined $5,000 for NCAA football recruiting violations. NCAA announced the punishment earlier in the week after an investigation found that assistant football coaches violated NCAA rules in the spring of last year. Most of these penalties were self-imposed. They Baylor called NCAA and said, this is what we did. We're going to fine you $5,000. That's it. You got enough problems in Baylor. So anyway, that's the very latest there with the Baylor Bears and their football program. 4 before the hour, we're live at Food City in North Johnson City. And again, that's the very latest in college football. Again, Tennessee continues to prepare, as you know, for the ball game next week. The Tennessee Volunteers will be next Friday. Next Friday, 3:30 kickoff. Nebraska and the Volunteers from Nashville, the Music City Bowl. Next Thursday night at 5:30 Thursday afternoon. The Hokies of Virginia Tech taking on Arkansas, the Belk Bowl in Charlotte. That'll be coming up on Thursday. And the Tennessee ball game is a week from today, 3:30, Music City Bowl in Nashville. It's the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Quick break. We'll be right back here at the top of the hour, beginning hour number 2, as we are here live at Food City in North Johnson City on AM 790 on Facebook Live. You're listening to from Food City in North Johnson City, the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Yep. So, I like to have. Oh, crap! I dropped the cat. Please don't mind. Facebook Live, folks. Again, we're still live, obviously, at TomTaylorSports.com. Again, sign up for an email newsletter. Like us and share us. We'd appreciate that very much. And again, Facebook and Twitter as well. We are growing, and we thank Appalachian Digital big time for that. And so, TomTaylorSports.com website. Sign up for my email newsletter. Like and share. And so, on Facebook and Twitter, we'd appreciate that very much. And so, it's good stuff. We thank you again for being part of this here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show on AM 790. Of course, where we are right now on Facebook Live. Give us a minute or two. We'll be right back with more content to share with you. Talk a little NASCAR coming up next and Major League Baseball. Okay, yeah, I'll throw it back to you. Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, we're live again at Food City in North Johnson City, state of Franklin. Ben Foy, we got a qualifier. Who was our qualifier to win the last one? Gets their name in the bucket to win some cold cash. We're going to give it away coming up here in a little while. Who was it? Geraldine Lewis, yet another lady. Thank you, ladies. Ladies are rocking. There you go. Thank you, Geraldine Lewis. As Elvis would say, like it very much. It is 12 o'clock here at the station ID. We are, again, and you are listening to WETB, Johnson City, Kingsport, Bristol. We are live at Food City in North Johnson City. And so the cash registers are humming, I can tell you that. It's busy here, and that's good. That's what we're supposed to be doing, and that's why we're here to promote that. And so it's very, very busy, and we like that because that means folks are buying, getting ready for Christmas. Crowds coming. The folks are coming in for the holidays. Kern's fruit or pecan pies, got those mix or match. Any 10 store-wide and save $5 there. Also, you have cheese and snack crackers, 2 boxes for $6. Duncan Hines brownie mix, 4 boxes for $5. Cranberry juice cocktail. And you can't go wrong with that. Cranberry juice cocktail. Again, that is a 64-ounce bottle for $1.88. Sister Schubert's Dinner Yeast Rolls, 30 count, $5.99, again at your local Food City. Also, you have, there's Kelsey, you have Food Club Brew Tea, sweetened unsweetened, gallon jugs, 2 for $5 at your local Food City. Chinette plates, you have 24 to 32 count for $3.99. Cottonelle bath tissue or Viva paper towels, 6 for 12 rolls, 2 for $10. And also, as we've told you, the 2 liters, Coke 2-liter products. 2 liters are 99 cents. Food Club 2 liters. This is back in the 70s. Food Club 2-liter price this week, 79 cents for a 2-liter Food Club at your local Food City at all 106 stores. And also, they've got the trays. They're moving the trays right now. Here's a cooked shrimp tray. Farm raised, 26 to 30 count, previously frozen cooked shrimp for $8.99 at your local Food City. Also, they got the candy trays at $5.99 a pound. Fresh fruit trays out of the produce department. Large tray for $14.99. They've also got the meatball or chicken tender trays starting at $19.99, hot or cold, and the cooked shrimp trays starting at $12.99. I'm going to get me a cooked shrimp tray and go home and sit down and just slather that thing in honey mustard or whatever they give you and just sit down and eat a whole cooked shrimp tray. Also, Food City Premium Ice Cream, $1.99. And also, we told you the brownie mix, the Duncan Hines Classic Cake Mix, 79 cents a box. And also, Mandarin oranges out of the produce department. Again, Mandarin oranges, 3-pound bag for $3.88. By the way, they will be open until 6 o'clock tomorrow night at all Food Cities, open until 6 tomorrow evening, then closed, as they should be, for Christmas Day. There's Mr. Brown, one of our great fans, and we appreciate that. Great listeners. Thank you, my friend. Couldn't find a... No, they won't get it. I'll put it where they can't find it. What are you talking about? Yeah, you're exactly. That's it. And I can eat a whole tray of shrimp. I can flat wear out some shrimp now. Me a pie. It's the Tom Dillon Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. We're live here again at Food City in North Johnson City. I was looking at some of the folks we've lost in 2016 in the sporting world. We've lost some big names. I had not, I'd forgotten some of these, but just to pause for a second and think, of course, we lost Pat Summitt, the legendary coach of the Lady Vols at University of Tennessee, Arnold Palmer, Muhammad Ali, and the boxing world, probably the marquee name in hockey for many, many years, the late Gordie Howe. So I'd forgotten about that. Also, let's see, Monty Irvin out of the baseball world, Nate Thurman for the NBA, pro football, Buddy Ryan, Dennis Bird, Dennis Green, lost all those folks. And again, I guess the main ones, Muhammad Ali, Gordie Howe, Arnold Palmer, and Pat Summitt are the 4 folks that we've lost prominently in the sporting world in 2016. All of them are important, but those maybe a little bit more than some of the others. So interesting and sad, to say the least, that we've lost these folks. Let's take a look at NASCAR, see what... I wonder where they was. I thought you'd forgot me. Hello, Russell. Hey. Hello, Abby. Hello, Leroy. How you doing?
That's your name?
He don't know his name. Angie's here. She showed up with and a box.
Whole box. That's all yours.
A whole box of CDs. Ho, ho, ho. Russell brought in the CDs. You want to sit down and sing?
I don't know if I can. I didn't wake up till after 11 this morning. I'm getting the...
So you don't think you can?
Yeah. I don't think it'll sound good.
That is your call. If you got the sinus thing going, don't want to, Russell, you two hold hands and decide what you want to do. Y'all come up with the game plan. The count of 3. 3, 2, 1, go team go. If you can, great. If you can't, we totally understand. We're here live again at Food City. Good morning, young lady. How are you? Merry Christmas to you. Yes, thank you. All right, let's go to NASCAR real quick. Ben Foy, we've got NASCAR announcing their charter teams for this year. There are 35 teams with charters for the 2017 season, which means in any given race, there could be as many as 5 spots available for non-chartered drivers. So that kind of gives you hope for the little guy that doesn't have a chartered team. So Chip Ganassi's got 2, Front Row Motorsports has got 2, Furniture Row Racing's got 2, Germain Racing's got 1, Go Fast Racing's got 1, Hendrick Motorsports, of course, Casey Kane, Chase Elliott, Dale Jr. and Jimmy Johnson, Joe Gibbs got their 4, Hamlin and Kenseth and Kyle Busch, and who am I leaving out? I just went totally blank. Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, Matt Kenseth, who's the 19th ride? Carl Edwards. How could I forget him? Good grief. JT Daughtery Racing's got 2, Levain Family Racing's got 1, Premium Motorsports yet to be determined. Richard Childress Racing's got 3 charters for next year. Richard Petty Motorsports down to 1 team for 2017. They got the one number 43 ride. Roush Fenway. Yep, and they're exactly. Roush Fenway's got the 6 ride and the 17 ride. Trevor Bain and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Stewart Haas Racing has Danica and now Clint Boyer and Kurt Busch and Kevin Harvick. Team Penske's got the 2 and the 22, which of course would be Joey Logano and Brad Keselowski, or vice versa. And the Wood Brothers have the number 1, the 21 ride of Ryan Blaney. So the 2017 season kicks off in 7 weeks for the Daytona 500. 35 teams with charters for the 2017 season, Ben Foy, which means, again, any given race, there could be as many as 5 spots available for non-chartered drivers to race their way into the event. That tells me there's a chance for the little guy for 2017 in the NASCAR Monster Energy Cup Series. So that's good news, is it not? I would think so. That gives hope for the little guys that think they don't have a chance, and they do. Here's the new logo. If you're watching on Facebook, it's backwards, but it's the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series. I'm glad, for one, they kept the Cup Series in the name, aren't you? And there you go. And so, by the way, while we're talking about tickets, you can still call today, 423-BRISTOL. Call Bristol Motor Speedway and order your tickets for the Food City 500, April the 23rd, and the Bass Pro Shop NRA Night Race on August the 19th. It's the season tickets are available for adults starting at only $149. And, of course, that gets you all kinds of bells and whistles and perks. So they have folks there today to take the calls to get, even today, or even go online at bristolmotorspeedway.com and order and order your tickets for 2017 today for Christmas. And be sure, you can they'll give you a notification, wrap it up, put it under the tree, and tomorrow morning, or I keep saying tomorrow morning, Sunday morning, you can open your presents and you will see tickets for the Food City 500 weekend, the 25th anniversary of the Food City 500. It's the second longest running sponsored race in NASCAR, second longest sponsored period in NASCAR besides Coca-Cola. And Food City 500 coming up on April the 23rd, which is not that far away. The Bass Pro Shop NRA Night Race on August the 19th. You can buy tickets for the spring weekend or the fall weekend. And the best way to do it is get adult tickets starting at $149 to get ready for racing. And of course, the Daytona 500 comes up in 7 weeks. It's hard to believe. Drivers are off this week. Starting next week after New Year's, they start doing the personal appearances and shooting commercials, getting all the sponsors and all the pictures of them in uniform. And then they start testing, and we'll look up, and it'll be the Clash, and then we'll look up again, and be the Daytona 500 in Daytona Beach. So it'll be here before you know it. Oh yes, Neil Bonnet, yes. That's interesting. Well, I'll tell you another one. I won't tell you who the driver was, but I will tell you that when I was in Victory Lane interviewing him about 4 or 5 years ago, I was told, not told, this is what happened, because I'm so much taller than the drivers. They told me, they put 2 people in front of me when I got ready to interview him, so I would not look as tall psychologically. They also told me when they put those 2 people in front of me to kind of bend down a little bit, kind of squat down, and be a little bit more eye level with the guy I was interviewing, because this particular driver was a little self-conscious about his height. So I won't tell you who it was, but it was interesting. So sure. So, yeah. No, there is not. But anyway, Neil Bonnet, that's interesting how he wanted to be positioned to accommodate his shorter leg. And as I said, one of the marquee drivers that won the race at Bristol said, can we have somebody kind of make this guy look a little shorter? And so they did. We'll take a quick break and be right back. We're live at Food City in North Johnson City. Coming up next, we got Major League Baseball. Edwin Encarnacion signs a big contract. I'll tell you who he's going to be playing for in 2017. Also, we've got an update on the Johnson City Cardinals. We've got an update on the Bristol Pirates. Got an update on the Elizabethton Twins. Also coming up, got a little an update on the National Hockey League. Who's playing where for tonight? I think they do it right in the National Hockey League. We all ought to be off for Christmas. They play tonight. Everybody plays tonight. And the National Hockey League parks the season until Tuesday when they pick back up. I think that's the way you should do it. You got the NFL playing tomorrow, Christmas Eve. You've got the Christmas Day. There's 2 NFL games. NBA plays on Christmas Day. You know, at one day out of the year, the Lord's birthday, we should all stop, including the sporting world. There's bowl games coming up on Christmas Day. Don't get me started. So the National Hockey League, they'll play tonight. Everybody plays, and most of the teams skate tonight. And then they park it until Tuesday of next week when they start back up. So I think that's awesome. I've become a fan of the National Hockey League for no other reason, and they kind of get it. They say, we got to stop for the Lord's birthday. We're supposed to. Quick break. We'll be right back. We're live at Food City, North Johnson City on the Tom Taylor Sports Show on Facebook Live on AM 790 WETV. Thank you. I'm getting more organized trying to. You ain't?
They want me to sing the one that I wrote.
Who does?
My Christmas song. They do.
She don't have music.
I don't know how it'll sound. Acapella.
Acapella? I don't care. Do what you want. He's got a Freddy shirt on. I love Freddy's.
I know that's where we're going to go eat.
I was there last night, knocking the bottom out. Oh, I love Freddy's.
Custard ice cream that they serve. I love that.
That's the real ice cream, isn't it? The real, you're right. You can do it if you want to. I'm not going to. You're certainly your call.
But I went here without Kirby. I missed my concert. I missed my concert.
Yeah, I didn't think it. That's okay. You gonna sing too, Abby?
I told her.
Maybe, but no.
Maybe. Well, you sound like your mama. You look like your daddy and sound like your mama. Are you doing good?
Doing good. Working like always.
Like a bar mule?
Yeah.
There you go.
It's supposed to be in the next few weeks.
You supposed to slow down a little bit?
Yeah. We usually do this time of year. We start up again about the middle of January.
All right, Facebook Live, folks. We're juggling radio and Facebook Live. So here we go. Again, visit the new website, TomTaylorSports.com. We had 5,700 folks watch this yesterday. Needless to say, that's a record. I've only been doing it for 2 weeks. On the website, you can sign up for the email newsletter. Also, please, again, go and share us and like us and share us a live stream on Facebook and Twitter. And so, again, thanks to Appalachian Digital. We'll talk more about those guys in just a minute. Jeremiah and Michael. They do a wonderful job. And so we will talk about them coming up in a minute. And then also coming up, we have the Queens here. Russell's girls in the house. That would be Miss Angie. Let me go. Angie, Angela Lynne. How do you want me to introduce you? We are.
I'm having an identity crisis.
For a lady can sing like a bird, she is hilarious. I can't get her to say anything. Yesterday when she was talking, the microphone was jiggling. I'm thinking. She told me she gets nervous easy, and I didn't believe her, but I believe she's telling the truth. Hey, we're back live at Food City in North Johnson City. We did at 1 o'clock. We turned things over to Charles Stanley. The preaching and teaching as only he can. Dr. Charles Stanley. Again, that'll be at the top of the hour, 1 o'clock on WETV. Again, let me give you another pitch. If you want to hear real Christmas music, I mean, and again, the folks who put together the music library here at the station on AM 790 have done a phenomenal job of putting together some great, real Christmas music. And so we want to say thanks again. And of course, Ben will be running Christmas all weekend long, obviously. And how long do we keep it up? All next week? Oh yeah. It's awesome. Exactly. Hit it. Christmas music about Christ. What it's supposed to be about. So anyway, the music library is awesome right on AM 790 in the evenings when I'm doing work around the house or wrapping presents or in the house, whatever I'm doing. I got the station on and the music is phenomenal. Just very, very good and very relaxing and very inspiring too. So anyway, check out the music. Speaking of music, she's here. She was here yesterday and sang "Oh Holy Night" and got a raucous ovation from the folks in the showroom at Champion Chevrolet, it would be our buddy Angie Marshall, Angela Lynne. Which one do we go by? Make sure the button's on. Is the big fat red button on?
It's on.
It is. How are you?
Good.
Good. Thank you for coming out here.
Thank you for having me back.
Right.
Bring you some CDs to
Yes, you to give. No, not give rid of. To give away.
distribute.
There you go. Not get rid of. It's marketing 101 to give away.
That's why you're my agent.
Thank you. We're not getting rid of them. We're allowing people to enjoy the talents that the good Lord gave you. That's how we're going to do that. So it's all in the wording. So there you go. Now there's that. It's kind of sideways. Let's do this. So there we go. So we can see her better on Facebook. Now, Oh Holy Night yesterday. You're going to sing a song here in a few minutes that you wrote. It's off the CD, right?
No, it's not on the CD. This is a Christmas song.
Oh, it's a
that
Christmas
I wrote.
song.
I sang it at my dad's church the other night, and the kids agreed to sing it here today. So they win.
The kids win. That would be Abby and
Noah.
I call him Leroy. He answers to that too. Jim Bob. So it's Noah. Great kids. Hubby Russell's here too. It's a family affair coming in here. So again, go back and tell us again, if you would please, about the CD that you gave me a whole box to give to folks. It'll be a great gift as we give it away throughout the new year. Everywhere we go, we're going to give out these CDs. We're giving those away because folks need to understand this lady's got talent. One of them there's a lot of, this too. There's a lot of talent here in the Tri-Cities. I know you're one of those, but you go to any of these productions and plays, and we are blessed with a tremendous amount of musical talent in the region, whether it's contemporary Christian, bluegrass, whatever it is, country. And she's one of those. But this CD, again, that we gave away yesterday, got scooped up. Brought me two yesterday, and we're gone before I could leave the dealership. Tell me about this again, would you please? It's called Love and God, right?
Love and God, and I was fortunate enough to get this record deal about 3 years ago now, and flew out to Oklahoma, and these are all songs, of course, that I've written. Love and God, it's kind of the best of both worlds. There's some contemporary Christian on there, and a couple of mushy Taylor Swift-esque love songs on there, so that's what it's about.
Always ask athletes, or other music folks, when you get a chance to listen to music, who do you listen to? And, the athletes, as you were growing up, who did you try to emulate as a little guy, who you want to be like, or a young lady when they were following sports stars? Same question to you. When you get a chance to listen to music, who do you listen to? And growing up, who did you, when you got the hairbrush in the bedroom, behind closed doors, started singing? I think a lot of folks did that when they were little. Who did you try to sing like? Who did you listen to growing up?
When I was growing up, of course, my mom, big time country, so that's all we listened to in the house. Reba McEntire,
Faith Hill.
Lynne, Faith Hill was coming out. Of course, when I got into high school, I could rebel a little bit, and I went a little more rock and roll, 1980. So
You rebel?
Hit Me With Your Best Shot, Pat Benatar.
Pat Benatar, Hit Me With Your Best Shot. I remember that one. So now who do you listen to?
Gosh, I listen to everything. If you looked at my Sirius lineup, it goes from bluegrass to 80s to modern to country to
A little bit of everything.
a little bit of everything.
All right, so I'm going to open up the wish book. If I could say you could go meet somebody that's living, or somebody that's passed away, I guess, a singer or musician, anybody you could say, sky's the limit. Here's two, you and Russell, here's 2 tickets. You go meet the person you like to meet, whether they're alive or gone. Who would you want to see?
Oh my gosh, that's too hard.
Anybody. Elvis? Would you want to go see Elvis? Did Elvis do anything
My
for
mom
you?
would say yes. If I could take her instead of Russell.
There you go. Russell, you'd be knocked out to go see Elvis. So who would you see?
I don't know. Can't think.
Falls on Cypher. Here comes the man boy. There's Maddox and Mrs. V and Sierra. They've come to hear Angie sing. So heat's on. So what are you going to sing for us here?
It's called Christmas Time is the name of the song. And you just sing it.
Yeah.
And it's
I have no music, so
Okay.
it's a cappella, as
It's a cappella.
Barney Fife would say, or was it Ernest T. Bass? One of them said, Andy, it's a cappella. Yes, it'd be Barney. All right, here we go. Angie, do I start calling you Angela Lynne or Angie Marshall? How do we want to market you?
Yes, Angela Lynne, that's what's on the CD.
There you go. And your Facebook page is Angela Lynne, too.
Yes.
Here we go. It's called, one more time,
Christmas time.
Christmas time. Here we go. Here's Angela Lynne here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Take it away, young lady.
Silent holy night, story we all know about a baby, a star so bright, so many years ago. The birthday of a king, the shepherds came to see, and hark, the herald angels sing, and the gifts 1, 2, 3. But it's more than just words, and it never gets old. No matter how many times you are told, it's the reason to hope and the reason to live. It's the reason the season sees so many give. And we thank you, Jesus. We thank you for Christmas time. So hold on to the truth the world wants to erase, and let us tell all our children up through their youth, Santa Claus can't replace the birthday of a king, the night that changed the world. It's a story to share and a story to sing. Tell every boy and girl that it's more than just words, and it never gets old. No matter how many times you are told, it's the reason to hope and the reason to live. It's the reason the season sees so many give. And we thank you, Jesus. We thank you for Christmas time. It's a time for hearts to remember, and it's a time for some to forget. But it's a good time to feel, a good time to heal. It's a good time for no more regrets. 'Cause it's more than just words, and it never gets old. No matter how many times you are told, it's the reason to hope and the reason to live. It's the reason the season sees so many give. It's joy and it's peace, it's the greatest of all. It's a gift from the heavenly Father above. And we thank you, Jesus. We thank you for Christmas time. Thank you for Christmas time.
Whoa, she's drawing a crowd. She always does. That will be our buddy. You wrote that? How long did it take you to write that?
A day.
What inspires you to write? I mean, is it a thought, something happened, an event? I
My
mean,
first thought was Christmas songs, and I would like to have a Christmas song that incorporated other Christmas songs. That's why the Silent Night, Holy Night, Hark the Herald, and Shepherds. And then it just kind of evolves from there. I mean, it starts with a little idea and it takes off.
I've read where guys have written songs. I read where Alison Krauss wrote a song on a napkin, you know, in a bathroom in an airplane. Just had a thought, sit down, start scribbling it out. So you just never know. And so you wrote that. The original Christmas song is called Christmas Time, right? Wow. Pretty strong stuff. Abby, I know I'm glad you told us to have your mom sing that song because she knocked it out of the ballpark. Now, Abby, you sing too, right? Yeah. You follow Mom's footsteps? Noah, you sing too, don't you?
Yes, he does.
Yes, he does too. Yes, he's denied that 3 times. Every time I say you sing, Noah don't. Now, does Russell sing? Does hubby sing? Okay.
Yes, of course.
Why would she? Let's turn around. Let's sit these
It's a
folks.
Tom Taylor comedy show.
There we go. Let's see. Are you guys on there? There you go. That's the support team. There's Abby and Noah, who does sing, and Daddy, who does sing too. He does sing, doesn't he?
He does.
There you go. He really does. It is awesome. What a blessing. We appreciate you coming by here. And again, tell me, plug it again. Selfishly plug Kingsport Theater Guild. When's the next time we can see some of those folks involved, and what's up next?
The next 2 shows, our next main stage show is Diary of a Wallflower, and the downtown show will be Driving Miss Daisy at Shabby Alley's Boutique downtown Kingsport. Those have been cast in production. You can buy tickets at kingsporttheater.org. Or if you want to be a part of it, we have auditions for Oklahoma, the musical. Auditions will be January 9th and 10th at the Renaissance Center in Kingsport, and I would love to have people come out and audition.
Absolutely. How many is going to be in that cast? Ballpark number?
I've not seen the script yet. We haven't got it yet, but 30, I'm thinking easy 20, 30.
Plenty of opportunity for folks. And then, do you need little people too, or just adults? Is there kids cast in Oklahoma?
It's mostly adults, but if kids come out, I don't know. Ken Nagel's directing that, and I've not seen the actual cast list, so just come on out.
Just come on out. You never know. We'll find room for you. Or you need folks to volunteer too, behind
Absolutely,
the scenes.
behind the scenes, to be able to set and
Sound folks, no lighting folks, and all that.
stage managing. I mean, everything's volunteer.
Check her out at Facebook. Just go to Angela Lynne, Angela, and then Lynne, correct? And then also Kingsport Theater Guild, that website is? kingsporttheater.org. But her Facebook page is Angela Lynne. That's where you want to go. All right. Merry Christmas to you and yours.
Christmas, thank you.
You got it. Hit me one.
Distribute my CDs.
They're distributed. Here's something to get rid of. No, we don't get rid of. We distribute them. All right. We wish you a Merry Christmas. Abby, you want to come around here and sing with your mom? We wish you a Merry Christmas. Noah, you want to come around here and sing? We wish you a Merry Christmas. All right. This is the Marshall Girls now. Here we go together. We'll sing a little We Wish You a Merry Christmas. Take it away, girls.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Good tidings we bring to you.
You and your king. Good
Now we need-
tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year.
You know, out of fairness, you guys want to come around here and sing too? The boys want to come sing? We wish you a Merry Christmas? No. Noah says no. Gotcha. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas. Good stuff. Appreciate them very much. Again, Angie Marshall, Angela Lynne. Ben Foyce just sits down in the middle of a grocery store and they're screaming for people over top of the PA and the cash register rings. She just nails it. So, what can I say? Here's one that says Encore, Encore, Encore. Look right there. So, right there, Facebook. Encore, Encore, Encore. So, what can I say? The lady's got talent. It's a blessing from the Lord. And Russell and Abby and Noah are a great support system. So, and her shirt says "Merry Christmas, you filthy animal."
It's mine.
Picture of a reindeer on the front of her shirt. Hey, we'll take a quick break. We'll come right back. We're live here at Food City in North Johnson City on Facebook Live with the Tom Taylor Sports Show across 20 counties. You're listening to an AM 790 WETB.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Appreciate it, Tom.
Yeah, man, it's like just sitting down and
okay?
singing. That's how you do it. It's like you just block everything out and just sing.
You
So,
recorded it too, plus it'll be on.
yeah. Did you record it?
That time I
I
was
know
gonna,
I did Facebook Live. I did Facebook Live. too,
Yeah.
so-
Oh, you did you? So send it out. So
I was
people
gonna do a
hear it.
little recording of it, and about that time he says we need to turn our outside unit off ASAP. We're having heat and air issues.
Oh.
I sent him, I did a video of what it's doing, and he said, yeah, we need to pull the brake on.
Need to go back home and do that.
We eat first.
Hey, eat first. Freddy's.
We've got insurance on the house.
Oh, the dogs are in there.
Hey, Noah, give me some taters. Merry Christmas to you. Abby? Keep singing like your mama. I'll be back. I'll be in touch. I'll holler at you.
Thank you, Tom.
Yes, sir. Good job. All right, again, Facebook Live. Of course, this is the beauty of doing this. This is raw, and we just do what we do, whether we're scratching our nose or doing whatever. And so we got 29 minutes left in the show. Be sure and like us. The new website, TomTaylorSports.com. Is she not phenomenal? She is phenomenal. Come on over and sit down, Bill. I know I'm a big fan, and I just, her talent, to me, when I hear her sing, I just think it's top shelf. And so I want to promote her as much as I can. TomTaylorSports.com. Again, like us and share us. Live stream videos and post on Facebook and Twitter. We appreciate that. Ben Foy, how we doing, my friend? Okay. We're still on the break, I hope. I haven't heard you. I'm thinking we could be live on the air, so I do want to tell my... There you go. I wish we could bring her in the studio and let her record that. I mean, of course, she did it on Facebook Live. It's going to go all over the country, but...
And I hear you say she does it.
Oh, that's true, yeah. So... Does or does not? Okay. Yeah. We're back live again at Food City in North Johnson City here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Got the book out here. I'm going to talk here in just a second. I got Bill Patrick for a few minutes. And let's see where I want. Oh, here I've got one right there. Hello, Bill Patrick. How you doing, my friend?
Doing good. How you doing?
Just fine, sir. Appreciate you coming by for a few minutes. I'm going to talk here for just a second about the most unlikely people in the world to be given the greatest message of all time. We'll talk about it here. I always do that every Christmas, and I feel led to do that again today. So, anyway, how's Bill Patrick? Everything good?
Doing good.
Turn us over really I can see you for a second. Our buddy from the Kingsport Speedway. And got everything done for Christmas?
I hope so. It's here.
It's here. Well, yeah. Whether we're ready or not, it's here, and it's 2 days away. More of this place is reflecting, and folks coming here and buying their groceries for Christmas. It's hopping. So
I like what my wife does. She just calls it in, and we go pick it up.
that's it. Have it
They
done.
have it
And
ready.
they have it ready. You just show up.
Right.
You
I
got
like that.
Yeah, you can go to foodcity.com, do it the same way too. So just call or get on the internet and order it. Tell the store what store you want to pick it up at. They're going to be open at 6 o'clock tomorrow night, by the way. Of course, closed tonight, regular time at midnight. Open until 6 tomorrow, and then we'll shut down and be closed all Christmas Day and open back up regular business on Monday. You can go to foodcity.com and do it just like Bill said. NASCAR getting ready. Tell me real quick, you came talk about Kingsport Speedway, didn't you?
That'd be good.
Yeah. Give me a few minutes of that, and then I want to get this in before we run out of time.
We've been, even though we're in the off season, we've been spending quite a bit of time up at the track getting things together. We had a meeting with all the different drivers. Then the officials, we all got together. And we're in the middle of finishing up the rules. And we should have the book out here first of the year. The rule book for what's going to be expected 2017. Our banquet's going to be in about 2.5, 3 weeks. The banquet will be here, and then we'll do the car show. Looks like we're going to be doing it in Johnson City Mall this year in February, and then we start practicing the first Saturday in March, and we'll be racing third Saturday in March. So it's getting close.
We're in the process of working things out with your boss, too. We're going to be involved with the Kingsport Speedway. We hope in a big-time way for 2017. So we're going to be working on that in January to nail that down. So it'll be here before you know it.
It'll be great. I've been hearing some of the... If everybody shows up and says they're coming this year, it's going to be an awesome year. Chad Fincham, I think you've interviewed him before at
Yes.
Bristol, and you've interviewed him. I think I handed you the phone over at the track one night. He's planning on coming back this year and running the full year for points. He should bring some people with him when he comes. I've got between 30, if all the guys shows up here before it says they're coming, we'll have over 40 cars in that one class. every class should have over 20 cars. It's going to be a great year.
25 before the hour. We're live at Food City in North Johnson City again. Folks in here doing their shopping. Let me run down a couple of the specials real quick. And again, Food City spiral sliced ham, $1.59 a pound. The standing rib roast, $6.99 a pound. Also, you've got the trays. You've got the candy tray at $5.99 a pound. The buffalo wings tray, the deli cheese ball tray, the meatball or chicken tender tray, available hot or cold. You've also got the cooked shrimp tray starting at $12.99. A meat and cheese medley starting at $32.99 here at Food City. Out of the produce department, the mandarin oranges, 3-pound bag for $3.88. A 5-pound box for $5.99. Also at Food City, blueberries, blackberries, or pineapple, mixed or mashed. Fruit's always a good time. Anytime, get fruit from Food City. 2 for $4 there. Your soft drink special, you've got a Pepsi product, 6-pack half-liter bottles, 5 for $10. And also the Food City premium ice cream, $1.99 at your local Food City. These sale prices good through Tuesday. Again, open till midnight tonight. Tomorrow closing at 6 p.m. and closed Christmas Day as it should be, and reopening again on Sunday. So I'll say thanks to Steve Smith for allowing all of his associates to have a day off at Christmas Day, and it should be the way it is. And so we appreciate him very much. Also, big kudos to, we talked about earlier in the show, Food City handing a check for $750,000 to the Gatlinburg Fire Recovery. It is phenomenal. Hit the bell. That's a great tribute to Food City and their associates and their vendors. You give money to folks that are hurting. You know, Bill Patrick, we're up here. Christmas is moving on for a lot of folks there in Northeast Tennessee. Look around, the trees and the gifts and the presents and getting the food. But there's folks down in Gatlinburg trying to pick up the pieces. They lost everything. Lost loved ones, lost their homes, lost everything. So this kind of money to be able to give to those folks to help them get them restarted, what a great tribute from Food City.
Very good tribute. It's awesome. Me and White was talking last night. We just don't know how fortunate we really are.
You got it.
There's people out there in this folks are dreading this weekend coming. We're blessed.
You got it. All right, before I jump in here, anything else you want to leave us with? I promised I'd give my little vignette about the most unlikely folks in the world to give the greatest message of all time. I want to squeeze it in. We got 22 minutes before we go to Charles Stanley. What do you want to leave us with here today, big guy?
Merry Christmas from the Kingsport Speedway, Lonesome Pine Raceway, and from all of us, and celebrate the birth of our Savior. Time of year that really reflects, spend some time with your families. That means more to me than gifts.
You got it. Hang out with people. And we've all lost people since last year. We've lost friends, lost family, lost loved ones. So good time to reflect about that too. I was talking earlier in the show about we've lost in the sporting world alone, Pat Summitt, Muhammad Ali, Arnold Palmer, Gordie Howe, the hockey player, some big names in the sporting world. Those are some of the bigger names. We lost a lot of them. So love them.
My mom this last year.
There you go. So firsthand. So, as my daddy used to say, and he's gone, he was right. Love him while you got him, because you don't know how long you got it. So,
one of the guys that was in officials meeting with us the other night, he had a heart attack yesterday. He's in the hospital. Harold Crooks. Keep him in the prayers.
Harold Crooks in the hospital?
Harold Crooks.
Used to run the Speedway.
Yeah, I think he's going to be instrumental in the Lonesome Pine this coming year. And he was in our meeting the other night. He had a heart attack yesterday. And stopped 2 stents yesterday. So they said he's doing better today. But keep him in the prayers.
We don't know what the future holds, but we know who holds the future.
That's right.
You got it.
That's right. This time last year, I didn't know I did.
That's right. Here we are.
Feeling better than I felt new.
Fat and sassy.
That's it. That's me.
Merry Christmas to you, my friend.
Same to you.
Yes, sir. Good man right there. We'll take a quick break as promised. We're going to tell you about, in my humble opinion, and I love talking about this, it's the most unlikely folks, and I'm going to tell you why, that brought the greatest message of all time in the Christmas story. We're going to do that coming up next here. We're live at Food City in North Johnson City on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Again, on Facebook Live on AM 790 WETB.
Yeah, that was quick. We wasn't expecting that at all. Harold seemed fine the other night. He yesterday. They got by with stents on him. They hadn't cut me open.
Let's get through New Year's and holler at me.
Sounds good.
We'll sit down with Karen and see if we can't get something worked out.
I'd love to get that worked out. I think we're playing a stellar year. I think I heard you talking to the radio. She does national anthem. We get her over and promote her thing.
I told her you'd probably get her over there. I never thought to make the connection, but I will. So,
We'll get her in.
she can sing like a bird, buddy.
I still waiting to get Taylor.
She's wanting to come in the spring.
She went to school with my kids.
Oh, did she?
Yeah. I think she was a cheerleader.
A DB?
My daughter was a cheerleader for DB. They were at the same time.
You know her family?
I used to know her some and some of them through Dave Berry. I've lost contact with him.
I'll call you.
I remember Tyler Nottingham. That he used to stay at my house all the time. During high school days.
Small world. I'll holler at you. Okay, let me get focused here. All right. Tom Taylor Sports Show, thanks for being with us. We're live again at Food City for a few more minutes here. We're 18 before the hour of 1 o'clock. Charles Stanley joins at the top of the hour. As promised, we'll get to some sports here in just a minute, too. We got another segment of sports, Major League Baseball. In fact, let's do that right now, because once I get started, I don't want to stop. The Major League Baseball, let's run that down for you. The Cleveland Indians signing Edward Encarnacion, a 3-year deal worth a guaranteed $65 million for the Cleveland Indians. Encarnacion, again, soon to be 34-year-old, had one of his best seasons last year. 263 batting, 42 home runs, 127 RBIs. His Blue Jays lost to Cleveland in the American League Championship Series, so he goes over to now be a Cleveland Indian for the next 3 years. He joins an Indian offense and ranks 5th in the majors and 2nd in the American League last year in runs scored. Career 266 hitter, 310 home runs in 12 seasons with Toronto and the Reds. Evan Encarnacion, again, is now he is on board, guaranteed $65 million, 3-year deal, and he will be again with the Cleveland Indians. Bob from Book Lovers Warehouse. I thought you forgot me. He is here.
I'm just running late.
Well, there you go. Good morning, good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing fine. I'm just running a little late.
Yes, you are. I thought you'd forgot me. But anyway, tell me while I got you. Tell me about Book Lovers Warehouse, one of our sponsors that was off and back on. And tell me about Book Lovers Warehouse between Johnson City and Jonesboro there on the 4-lane.
Well, we've been there for about 10 or 12 years. We estimate we have a couple of 100,000 titles, probably more than that now. We have a great deal of sports and Christian, probably our second biggest selling.
Let me hold it for you. Go ahead.
Our second biggest selling section is Christian fiction, and we have, I'd say about 3,000 or 4,000 of those. Plus, we have a lot of Bibles and everything else. But I tell you what, if you're so inclined to shop for a book or for a gift certificate, for every $2 you send, you'll get $1 more. So I'm going to do that for the Christmas Eve. So if you spend $10, you'll get an extra $5 in credit towards the next for another item. So that's only going to be for one day, and it'll be tomorrow.
Oh, well, let's turn over and see on camera our buddy Bob from Book Lovers Warehouse.
I look like Santa Claus.
Look like we're Jerry Garcia.
Oh, Jerry Garcia.
From the Grateful Dead, so I always think when I see it. Bob, Bob Coletti, who owns Book Lovers Warehouse, and so they're located between Johnson City and Jonesboro on the 4-lane, right beside Harbor Freight Tools, a 6,000 square foot used bookstore full of CDs, DVDs, VHS tapes, of course, lots and lots and lots of books. And what's been a big seller so far Christmas season?
Oh, I don't know. We've been doing a lot in children's books right now. I'm really pleased by that because it's showing that parents are understanding that one of the keys to success in life for your children is getting them to read, get them to study, get them to learn something new, because someday when you're 75 or 80, and after they move out of the house and back in again, they'll support you. So get them to go to college, get them to read. And the first thing you do is get them reading. Young ladies read real well. Young men go and start playing games, but if you can get the young guys to start reading, we have a great selection for them. So start them young and they'll really enjoy it, and it's a great way for them to stay active and to learn. And once they start learning, they'll be a big plus for your life.
Talking to Bob from Book Lovers Warehouse. Again, had over 5,700 people watching this and viewing this show yesterday on Facebook Live, and even more on the radio. So, Bob, tell us about gift certificates at Book Lovers Warehouse. It's a great way to give a gift that keeps on giving.
Okay, if you're having a hard time figuring out what to get them, get a gift certificate, and I'll apply that gift certificate. You buy $10 worth of gift certificates, I'll give you an extra $5 gift certificate. That'll be applying tomorrow, but there's another angle on gift certificates also. If you have book credit, we take a lot of books in trade and give you book credit. If you have book credit in your pocket, bring those in, we'll convert those to gift certificates. That way you can give somebody something that they'll really appreciate, and they'll be able to pick it out themselves, and we'll get a new customer.
There you go. Everybody wins.
Everybody wins.
And of course, the person that gets the gift certificate can go in and buy what they want when they want. And again, you've got CDs. I'm going in here today to get some CDs. You've got DVDs. Got lots of movies on DVD. We're talking $2 and $3 for the DVDs on the average. CDs, I think, are $2.99, maybe $3.99 tops. You've got VHS tapes. A lot of VHS tapes. Folks say we don't know where to get those anymore. You have a lot of VHS tapes.
I probably have 2,000 or 3,000. If you VHS, if you have an old movie you haven't found on DVD, come on and see if we got it, because we've got them. But what's neat about us is that we have records, vinyl. We have probably 10,000 vinyl records between the warehouse and the store, and you'll find vinyl from country western stars that have been passed for 20 years. You'll find a vinyl record is like a work of art. People take them and they put them in a frame and hang them on the wall. So if you've got an older person that used to like the Grateful Dead, well, come on by and get a record with their picture on it, and then put it on the wall, and that'll be something they'll never have from anybody else.
You got it. And of course, it's a great memory maker at Christmas to go out and buy that favorite album of someone that they like, maybe on a first date or first this or first that. So lots of albums. You got jazz, country, rock and roll, classical, I guess. You got almost every genre of music in albums, right?
I do have a lot of albums, and I'll tell you what I found out. I had a young man, I'd say he's about 18, brought up 6 albums of big bands. It just blew me away. I said, "You know anything about big bands?" He said, "Well, I learned something from my grandfather." He said, "This is some of the best music I ever listened to." So I'm not saying you should go out and get big bands, but let me tell you, once a young person discovers some of these older albums, they'll love it.
You got it. Book Lovers Warehouse back on board with us. We're excited about that. Again, Bob at Book Lovers Warehouse is located between Johnson City and Jonesboro, right beside Harbor Freight Tools. Again, one more time, give us the hours. Going to be open today and tomorrow, and of course closed on Christmas Day.
We're closed on Christmas Day. We're going to be closing a little early Christmas Eve. We'll be closing around 4:30 or 5. So stop in. Normal hours are 10 in the morning to 7 at night. Sunday we open after church at noon, and we'll stay there till 5. So we'll be there 7 days a week for you.
6,000 square foot bookstore, Christian fiction, Christian romance, Civil War, presidential category or a section. You've got, a section on pets, photography, of course, sports. We ran down some of the sports books that you've got. You got some great books, and you got some great books. $2.99, $3.99 hardbacks of Tim Tebow. If you're a Tim Tebow fan and you're looking for a Tim Tebow book for Christmas, he's got hardbacks in there. Tim Tebow book for $2.99 and $3.99. A lot of Glenn Beck. Bill O'Reilly. Got a lot of these hardback books that are not regular price. They're used bookstore prices. So lots and lots to choose from. They're right beside Harbor Freight Tools in Johnson City between Johnson City and Jonesboro. Bob, thank you, my friend, for coming by. And I'll be down there in a little while, do some shopping myself. So.
Okay. All right. Thanks for letting me be on.
You got it. Love this guy. Love promoting his great store. And they do a great job. 6,000 square foot, I should say, bookstore in Johnson City. And 6,000 square foot, I should say. All right, we got about 10 minutes, 9 minutes here. I'm going to give you the Reader's Digest version here. And what I want to talk about is the most important message ever foretold by the most least likely people were the shepherds. Now, if you've never heard anything about the shepherds, back in the day, the shepherds, quite frankly, were kind of the scum of the earth. When they went into the cities, they were nomads. They were not liked. They were not spoken to. They were looked down upon. They had no rights to vote, no rights to do anything because they were so nomadic, going from town to town. A lot of times they would take their sheep and go into pasture lands that really they weren't supposed to be into because they were just kind of moving from town to town. So a lot of the town folk didn't like seeing them coming because their sheep would eat up a lot of the grass and the green of the different towns they were in. Now, some were stationary, but some were nomadic as well. And so as a result, they obviously, I've read the accounts where their personal hygiene was not very good because they didn't bathe a whole lot. They were out with sheep 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and both in the heat and in the cold. So these guys were looked down upon, and they were not liked at all by the folks back in the day. So what did God do? God went to them. It says in the second chapter of Luke, and there were shepherds living out in the fields nearby, keeping watch with their flocks at night. An angel of the Lord appeared to them out of nowhere, and it says he illuminated the skies. You imagine a night like tonight. You're out here in Johnson City, wherever you are in Tennessee. You're out there in the fields, and all of a sudden a light so bright it scares them. The glory of the Lord shone around them. They were terrified. I can see them diving in behind rocks and behind trees. The angel of the Lord said, "Don't be afraid. I bring you good news of great joy that will be for all people." Now, why in the Christmas story did he give the greatest news of all time to the least likely folks on earth? That's because everybody matters. You hear black matters, Black Lives Matter, and they do. White lives matter, and they do. And this life, and this group, and that group. All lives matter in this right here because he gave the greatest news of all time to the least likely folks to pass this on. It says, "Today in the town of David a Savior's been born. He is Christ the Lord. This will be a sign to you. You'll find a baby wrapped in cloth and lying in a manger." Now, there's a sign. There was no GPS. There was no Rand McNally. These shepherds had to go, I would assume, this is purely on my assumption, going door to door inside Bethlehem, beating on the doors. Where is he? Because all they had was a sign there was going to be a little baby wrapped in cloth. They didn't say where he was going to be. They said, "Here's what you're going to find when you find him, lying in a manger." I see him going beating on doors, going door to door. Can you imagine somebody that you did not want to be around to begin with, knocking on your door and open up the door, and I guarantee they had the door shut in their faces. I'm sure maybe some of the shepherds got roughed up a little bit because they went beating on doors, and they were excited. It says they ran into town. And so angels left them, gone into heaven. The shepherds said, "Let's go to Bethlehem and see the thing that has happened, which the Lord has told us." Verse 16 says they hurried off. They ran, they sprinted to try and find this child, and Mary and Joseph were lying in a manger. Verse 17, when they'd seen him, they spread the word concerning what had been told them about this child. Now, again, the first time they go looking for the baby, they can't find him. And so all these people don't want him on the doorstep. The second time, after they found out the Lord and where he was, when they had seen him, they went back into Bethlehem, beating on the door, saying, "He's here, he's here." They went and spread the word, as the Bible said, concerning what had been told them about this child. And the second time around, in verse 18, all who heard him this time around were amazed at what the shepherds, these lowlife, said to them. The shepherds returned, verse 20, glorifying and praising God for all the things that had been heard and seen, which were just as they'd been told. So in summation here, he takes the most least likely people on the earth back then, the shepherds, the scum of the earth, the bad of the bad, the folks that everybody looked down on, gave them the greatest news, told them to go find the baby. They go door to door in Bethlehem, beating on doors, looking for the King of Kings, and everybody rejected him and looked down upon him until they found the baby. Then they go back through town beating on doors, and then all of a sudden, as it says in verse 18, all who heard it were amazed at what who? The shepherds said to them. More of the story before I close here. Everybody matters. John 3:16 says, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever shall believe in him. Whosoever would be someone in Puerto Rico, someone in China, prostitute in New Mexico, wino pick someplace, I don't know, Denmark, somebody working today in Paris, France, somebody working today in Johnson City. Whosoever believeth in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. That is the Christmas story. I think it's the coolest thing. I'm giving the Reader's Digest version because we're about to go off the air here. But again, the shepherds, folks, guys that nobody liked. He didn't go down the middle of North Rome Street with the bright lights and the spotlights. He goes to a bunch of guys nobody liked out in the field with a bunch of sheep. He said, oh, by the way, guys, I'm about ready to tell you that on this day, a Savior is going to be born, and he is the Christ the Lord. Pretty cool stuff. That's the Reader's Digest version. Music's rolling. I'm done. Ben Foy, Merry Christmas to you, my friend. It's the best I can do. I've run out of time. But I think it's an amazing part of the story. The shepherds, the lowlifes, were told to go out and spread the news. That tells me that in the Lord's eyes, when he hung up on that cross for everybody, that everybody matters. Everybody matters. We may look down on somebody and think they don't look right, they don't have enough money, they don't dress right, they may smell, they may what, but the Lord said he went up on that cross and said, I did it for all of you. For God so loved the world, that's all of us. Okay, I'm done. I'm going to hang up here and roll on. We're going to be gone on Monday, back on Tuesday, so enjoy Christmas, the reason for the season. It ain't Santa Claus, and it ain't Rudolph, and it ain't the elves, and it ain't the Grinch. It's the birth of the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, who gives us that four-letter word, hope. In the Lord Jesus. In the Lord Jesus, yes. He gives us hope. No, we're not done yet. No. Make somebody happy today. Pull that name. Pull it. There you go. Who was it again? Walter Duke of Blunt Vegas just won some cold cash. How about that? Pulled his name out of the hat and just won some free money that we're going to get with him and get it to him for Christmas. And so thank you, Walter Duke. There you go. Whew. I got me fired up talking about the Lord now. That's good stuff there. No. Took the lowlifes, the least likely, and said, go tell them. We're out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. Thank you for our guest, Bob from Book Lovers Warehouse in Johnson City. Also, Angela Lynne, the great singer that she is. We're going to hear more from her in 2017. And, of course, did I get everybody? I guess that's my guest, along with Ben Foy. Thank you as well, producer extraordinaire. We're off on Monday, back on Tuesday. Have a great weekend. Remember the reason for the season. For Ben Foy and for everybody else, thanks for giving us a listen. This is Tom Taylor saying so long from Food City in North Johnson City. Remember, as we always tell you, win or lose, be a good sport. So long, everybody, from Food City in North Johnson City.
You ever thought of part-time preaching?
All right, Facebook folks, we're going to sign off here again one more time. TomTaylorSports.com. Sign up for my email newsletter. Like us and share us. And again, also on Facebook and Twitter. Again, please, I want to say thank you, and please continue to like us and share us. Again, over 5,700 people yesterday watched this show, and so it's phenomenal. Also, you had that with the folks on AM 790, so the show is growing by leaps and bounds thanks to Jeremiah Clark and Michael at Appalachian Digital. Can't thank them enough. You can go to the website AppalachianDigital.com and see what they can do for you. So, hey, enjoy the reason for the season. We'll see you Tuesday at 11 o'clock, ready to roll here in the Tom Taylor Sports Show. So long, everybody.